2.2 is around the corner and not all of us have the time to watch the stream, so I decided to make a little quick video on everything that Genshin Impact's 2.2 update is gonna bring to us. Excuse the weird vibe from me. I think I'm becoming more sick lately, so everything I've been doing, I've just been doing a little slower than I was supposed to. Before we continue on, here are the codes from the live stream event. It's copy and pasted in the description below so you don't have to manually enter it one by one. Starting in 2.2, we're going to be looking at 2 rerun banners for both Child and Hu Tao. Child's going to be available at first in 2.2 and it's going to be the first character ever to have his second rerun, which makes it kind of weird in my opinion. I thought other characters will have his rerun first before him, but oh well. Hu Tao is going to be in the second banner along with Toma, a new 4-star. Speaking of Toma, let's talk a little bit about him. He's the new 4-star coming to Genshin Impact and will be using a polearm alongside a pyro vision. For his skill, he applies AoE pyro damage and even applies pyro to himself while also casting a shield around him. These shields can be stacked, but there's also a limit on how much you can stack them. As well as if you stack these shields, the timer also resets. So if you time it right, you can probably have the shield up for a very long time. For his burst, he can hit enemies with a pyro infused spear that goes right through them. His later talents include being able to increase his shield and be able to scale his burst damage off those HP artifacts, so hold on to those crimson HP artifacts if you have some. We don't know that much about this character yet, so I'll be doing a more in-depth guide when he actually comes out. Coming up next is new Hangout Events. Don't worry, I forgot they existed as well. Anyways, we're gonna be getting new Hangout Events, this time with Sayu and Toma. So I guess that should be pretty interesting if you want to get to know these characters better or if you want to use them for primos instead. We're also going to be getting new weapons as well. As you can see in the screen right here, we're going to be getting a whole new 5-star bow as well as a few more 4-star weapons. All these weapons are going to be inside their own weapon banner. Starting with the 5-star bow, it's called Polar Star. This is probably going to be another child weapon. Maybe Rust might be better at a higher refinement, but you never know. Next 4 stars are called Wavebreaker's Fin, which is a new 4-star polearm, Akumaru, or however you pronounce it, which is going to be a claymore, and a 4-star bow, a Poor Man's Polar Star. I guess the biggest thing in 2.2 is going to be the whole new island. It's called Tsurumi Island. As the livestream covered, this island is going to be mostly covered in fog, so I guess the visibility is not going to be the greatest there. And with a new island, that means new monsters. These new monsters honestly look terrifying. The new monsters are called Rifthound Whelps and regular Whiffhounds. Rifthound Whelps, so far judging from the trailer alone, it looks like it's like a floating wolf with just its front limbs, and the Rifthounds are, I guess, like a floating wolf with all its limbs. They both float anyway. So far we've seen Geo and Electro variants so far. I don't think there's going to be other variants, but you never know. The biggest thing about these enemies though is how they attack. These puppies are going to be very hard to defeat in a spiral abyss. So far, they have the ability to go invisible, which already is going to make it really hard to see them. Not only that, but once they attack you, they apply erosion to you. If you don't know what that is that it's like a poison effect. You take damage every second, and even shielded characters aren't safe from this. So if these guys are on the next spiral abyss, I don't know how that's going to turn out. Next up, we're going to be looking at the events. The first one we're going to be looking at is called Labyrinth Warriors. This is going to be a domain challenge, so like you just fight your enemies and get out. But the difference here is that you're going to be able to explore this time instead of being thrown in a single room arena. We're going to be getting a Paimon replacement. It's called Shikitaishu, this little thing you see floating around beside you. Okay, so for the gameplay, we're going to be having to set up 2 teams, one for combat and the other one for support. I guess this gives us a chance to whip out all our DPSs without losing the utility our support characters gives us. So I guess that's pretty good. Speaking of the Shikitaishu, it's going to give us a buff called Shikifuda. It will give us a choice between 3 buffs. These buffs can include the damage boost, shields, or spirits, but we have yet to see the spirits though. Enemies will drop even more buffs, such as buffing your active characters, enhancing the Shiki buffs that you already have, and the tokens, which are going to be used to exchange for rewards. Speaking of the rewards, we're going to have the usual rewards, which are Primos, Talents Books, Moras, and Enhancement Ores. And a little twist here, we're also going to be getting Xing Yang as well. So if you don't have her, I guess this is a good time to actually get her. And if you already have her, that's a free consolation for her. Speaking of Xing Yang, the reason she's going to be an unlockable reward is that both Xing Yang and Child are going to be making an appearance in this event. Probably as a little quest thing, making a cameo there. The second event we're going to be looking at is called Shadow of the Ancients. This seems to be more of a story quest event in my opinion. This takes place on a new island. We're going to be investigating why the Ruin Greater is being able to regenerate itself. So I guess that'll be interesting. If you forgot what a Ruin Greater is, it's those bigger Ruin Guards you see in Dragon's Spine or that one single Ruin Greater in Inazuma. This event is going to be divided into 3 phases. The first one is where they give you a special quest item and you're going to be looking around for components to fix something called Persino Spikes to advance to the next phase. The second phase is where you finally fix up the Persinas and you charge it up with an Electro character, I guess, or something around the area and protect it from monsters coming in. Be careful though, if one of them breaks, the challenge fails. Phase 3 is going back to the Ruin Greater and this time trying to be able to kill it by destroying the Persino Spikes. Be sure to do that first, because if you try to kill the Ruin Greater before that, it's simply just going to get its health back though. Next event is called Tune to the World Sounds, and this is basically Ballards of the Breeze coming back, and I couldn't be more excited. If you don't know what that is, forgot, or weren't here for it, it's basically the rhythm game on Genshin Impact. This time, however, we're going to be playing with other characters instead of ourselves, so that'll be even more exciting. These characters are going to be Nengguang, Zhongli, Keqing, Xiao, Kokomi, Ayaka, and the Raiden Shogun. Each of them will have their own songs and their 3 difficulties to play with. Obviously, you have to complete the easier one before advancing to the harder ones. And the little difference this time around is that we're going to be getting some notes where you have to hold. That wasn't there the last time this event was on, so I guess that will spice some things up here and there. We're going to be getting our usual Primos, Talents, Moral Enhancements, and Ores. But however, for this event, we're going to be getting an instrument given us by Kazuha. I guess this is a lyre too, in a way. We're also going to get another Line double rewards event, so if you're running low on Mora or you need to stack up XP books for a character you're waiting on, I guess that's going to be the best time to farm them. For our final event, we're going to be looking at the event called Dreams of Bloom. This time you're going to give in an NPC called Sakuya items that she wants in exchange for seeds to plant in your pot and watch it grow. These flowers are called Dream Blooms. There's 3 different kinds and 3 different colors of them, so I guess that gives us a little bit of variety with them. You can do a lot with these flowers. You can give them to friends, receive them from friends, you can put them in your pot, and later on we're going to be getting a new gardening package. This package is basically a more fancier pot, and you can exchange like the position, which flower goes where, and what color you want it. So I guess that's going to give us a little bit more spice to our realms if you're into that. Speaking of the teapot, we're also going to be getting a whole new realm to the teapot, which is called Silken Courtyard. It's basically Inazuma themed, so you get the idea. Surprisingly, this time we're going to be getting new chests in a new island that will unlock new blueprints for us. You actually don't unlock this new realm by leveling up Tubby anymore. This time you want to get your Sacred Sakura tree to level 40. However, you could still get the blueprints for Inazuma themed stuff beforehand, so if you're not too much stoked on the new realm but just want the new blueprints, I think you're pretty much fine. We're also going to be getting a new structure which is able to float. Not only that, we get to customize how high we want it or how low. This thing probably is going to open up a lot more creativity in the pot. Another change I didn't see coming but I'm super stoked about is the artifact storage increasing from 1k to 1.5k. That's 500 extra artifacts. In my personal experience, I just really like to stack up my artifacts and wait till I reach max capacity and just upgrade all the artifacts that I find that has potential to be nice. So having all this extra 500 spaces is gonna be really beneficial to someone like me. Something else I wasn't expecting, but yeah, sure, okay, I guess, is a Razer and Genshin collab. We're talking about a mouse, mousepad, and even a gaming chair Genshin Impact themed. If you want more details about it, I just put the link in the description below. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but just to let you know, if you're looking to get a new mouse or something, these products will come with like a special in-game reward. I'm not too sure if it's crystals or something else. Hopefully it's not more, or else there'll be like a huge spit to your face. So that pretty much sums up what's going to be in Genshin's 2.2 updates. Some of this stuff I'm really looking forward to. I really find the rhythm game really fun to play, so I can't wait to play it again. So if you liked the video, leave a like and comment down below if you want, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more content. I'll be sure to make a more in-depth guide when Toma comes out, that's for sure, because I'm kind of interested in him. I wasn't before, but after looking at what the livestream revealed, yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind getting into him.